In other news unfolding in the High Court in Pretoria, the acting judge there, that's Japie Maritz, has set aside the Thuja Capital R5 billion contract. In fact, he's also ordered Thuja owner Mthunzi Mdwaba to refrain from uttering defamatory corruption allegations against Labour Minister Thulas Nxesi. You might remember the minister approached the courts on an urgent basis back in November of 2023 to set aside that contract. SABC News reporter Katlego Legodi is watching developments and joins us now live from court. It seems like a blow from Mthunzi Mdwaba on multiple fronts here, Katlego.
Most definitely. A very good morning once again to you, Ayanda, and to our viewers at home. Coming to you live still from the Pretoria High Court, whereby we're seeing developments coming out of this matter that has dragged on for about 6 months now. This is the matter pertaining to Mr. Mthunzi Mdwaba and that of the Minister of Labour, Employment and Labour, Thulas Nxesi. So the judge, the judgment was brief here, and we couldn't even bring it to you live, but the crux of what we saw, the acting judge Japie Maritz delivered there in the 32-page judgment was basically to say that that contract between Thuja Capital and the UIF has now been set aside officially by the court, the R5 billion contract. It was at the heart of why we find ourselves here. But on top of that, Ayanda, we're seeing an acting judge Japie Maritz moving as well to say that Mr. Mthunzi Mdwaba is interdicted here from moving and just going along with some of those defamatory allegations of corruption against the minister. The minister wanted the court to really grant this order so that he's able to move in case Mr. Mdwaba moves on to another, or goes onto media houses to, ventilate his frustrations around this matter, whereby we've seen him accuse the minister of being corrupt here. Also, another thing that was important here was the court order that was granted by acting judge Japie Maritz, basically favoring the minister. Mr. Mthunzi Mdwaba will now have to pay for the costs of this legal matter that played out in the courts now. Remember, at the heart of what the minister was saying when he brought this matter to the court was that there have been delayed tactics from Mr. Mdwaba in accepting and admitting that that contract has been set aside. But also, notably, the acting judge Japie Maritz just speaking about the fact that Thuja Capital should not shoulder the blame here, or Thuja Holdings should not shoulder the blame for mismanagement or some of the unsavory or just illegal matters that are pertaining, or what has done or what has happened here as pertaining to the signing of that contract with the former DG of the department, this being Mr. Lamati. So what we're seeing here is also just this judgment coming through. All of the parties are now familiarizing themselves with this judgment and the order. What we know as well is that the minister is elated. We're going to be getting a reaction from them later on in the afternoon. He is in the Eastern Cape province today on conducting a blitz. This is a blitz of employment. Remember that also why we find ourselves here, Ayanda, was because Mr. Mthunzi Mdwaba was saying that it's a missed opportunity that his company has not been granted this contract in its fruition. So he wanted to create jobs. That was the motivation behind this contract. But we've seen the minister moving along with those programs, rolling out those programs, and just trying by all means to close the gap where employment is concerned. I'm going to just read you an X post from Mr. Mthunzi Mdwaba. It seems like he's responded in a way to what we're bringing to you this afternoon. He's saying to us, Mr. Mdwaba, on X here, after we had broke that story on X, he's saying, no surprises here, peeps. We knew what was coming when we walked out of court. At some point, they had walked out of court here, Ayanda, and he's saying here that it is very clear to see when someone has been influenced and promised God knows what. So we shall not give up. We have been ready to appeal against evil for a while now. Hashtag truth shall prevail. So it's kind of given us an indication of where this matter is concerned. It looks like he's going to be appealing this matter. It's not going to be taking it lying.